Occasionally, we can look back upon a past moment. And when we reflect back upon the past, we often recognize, to our credit, how much progress we've made. But equally, we sometimes find ourselves identifying a pattern, a way of behaving that we adopted and continued over time, thinking that it was going to produce the same set of results that it did the first time. And quite often when we identify that pattern, we're quick to judge ourselves, because when we identify that pattern, we usually go back to the root of that pattern, the first time that we behaved in that way. And then we give ourselves a hard time for ever starting down that particular road in the first place. But that doesn't really make sense, because different situations call for different actions. And so perhaps at that particular moment in time, what you did was absolutely right and appropriate as per the moment, because otherwise you wouldn't have had all the other experiences that you had in the interim, some of which were actually quite good. Instead, you would have found yourself in a different set of circumstances. And even if you didn't, there's no use trying to blame yourself for something that happened in the past. But there is good use in identifying that pattern and recognizing that you might need to make a different decision now, because trying that same old way of behaving is obviously not producing the results that, you're perhaps intending them to. And that's the predicament that you find yourself in the present moment. Judging yourself for the past, kicking yourself in the bottom, going, this was a really stupid thing that I did, and why did I ever do this, and oh, woe is me. But none of that is going to help you at the present moment. What is going to help you is making a different decision, right? And if you could use a little bit of help with that process, I should mention that I do offer several different levels of astrological service. All of those are available through my astrological services page, which is linked above. At the present moment, the decision that you need to make is to be true to yourself. And you're identifying a pattern over time where perhaps you lost sight of who you were, where perhaps you let go of what you felt was important, where perhaps you began to live your life in a way that didn't really feel in alignment with who you were. And so you're judging yourself. You're going, that was wrong. I never should have done that. But that was you at the moment. That was you at that moment making a decision to go in a different direction, to test out a set of beliefs, to look at a different way of living your life. And perhaps living your life that way brought some meaning, and it taught you some lessons. And some of those lessons were actually probably quite valuable. So there's no use giving yourself a hard time over that. But you're now recognizing that you need to come back to your essence. You need to be true to yourself. You need to follow your own set of standards and not really look for anybody else's approval in doing that. Nobody else is going to be able to walk this path that you're choosing to walk at the present moment with you. Nobody's going to walk it with you other than you, yourself, and I. So before you go into that crazy, oh, that's a lonely path and I don't want to go down that path because it'll make me isolated. No, it won't make you isolated. It will make you live in alignment with who you are. And that's something that you're recognizing. Now, as this particular transit of Venus through Dhanishtha Nakshatra is going on, Venus is being aspected by Mars, and that aspect is intensifying it. Mars is in Anuradha Nakshatra. Dhanishtha Nakshatra is connected with the back, right? You can even say backbone, right? Having the strength to follow one's own individual path. Anuradha Nakshatra is connected to the breast. So you need to now connect backbone to breast, heart to the strength of your essence, and begin to move forward in that path in order to find the pleasure in life that you've been looking for, right? Again, Dhanishtha Nakshatra is a Bhoga Nakshatra. Bhoga Nakshatras seek to enjoy something. And so is Anuradha Nakshatra, right? So this is taking you in a direction where you're finding more fulfillment in your life, and you're finding that fulfillment through being true to yourself. Now, mixed in with that, I'm going to say is a lot of confusion, right? Because there's mixed emotions about this. Taking these steps is going to lead you in a completely different direction. Part of you feels like you're going to be isolating yourself by taking these particular actions. Part of you maybe even feels that in order to do it, you're going to have to assert yourself very strongly, and you're perhaps concerned about conflict. But you don't have to create conflict to do this. You just have to live in alignment with who you are. If living in alignment with who you are creates conflict in your life, then, sure, maybe it will create conflict in your life. But you'll be stronger inside of yourself, and you'll be in a space over time where you're more able to confront that, because when you look back on it, you'll recognize that you did the right thing at this particular moment in time. You made a turn in the road that began to, I want to use the phrase, back your own agenda, and that sounds selfish, but it's not selfish. Because you're here to live the life that you're here to lead. And nobody else is going to lead it for you. Nobody else is going to walk that path for you. You have to make that decision. You have to start somewhere and somehow. And now is the moment to do so. And as I mentioned, if you could use a little bit of help with that process, I do offer several different levels of astrological service. All of these are available through my astrological services page. And if you want to give an astrological service as a gift, you can do that as well, simply through scheduling and sending me the information at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at Venus's transit through Dhanishtha Nakshatra, which starts on the 28th of December. I don't have the finished date in front of me. I'll post it up above in the little banner that you see come across the screen. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Enjoy the eclipse in a few days. And until next time I talk to you, please do take the very best care of yourself, and happy holidays. Bye now.